What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another review video. My name is Brandon, and today we are going to be doing a full review and walkthrough of Canada's newest commission-free trading platform, Wealthsimple Trade. This platform has been getting a lot of hype as of recently, as it's just now being rolled out. We'll also be placing a trade at the end of this video just to show you how this is done. I actually met up with a subscriber of the channel to film this video. He did get early access to the app, and he's been using it now for about a month or so. There is still a queue of about 50,000 people or so kind of in line to get access. This is still their beta program, but he let me use his phone for this video. So I will just ask you guys, drop a huge like on this video for him for making this video possible. Just super awesome. But let's get right on into this review. I'll show you a screen recording that we did just over the weekend. Here is the Wealthsimple Trade app. This is what the little icon looks like. I will just note right off the bat, as you guys probably already know, this is strictly a mobile platform. We see here the actual Wealthsimple platform, which is their robo-advisor option. This is both mobile and desktop, but the Wealthsimple Trade app is just mobile, so keep that in mind as we go through the video. But let's click here and let it load up. We'll first take a look at the home screen here. I'll start this video off by saying I was personally very impressed with the layout and the functionality of this app. As we'll see, it is a very simple, modern looking, and it's very visually attractive, at least in my opinion. And this is, of course, still their beta program. But before we get into the review, I will say this is very important. As for now, Wealthsimple Trade is only offering non-registered accounts. So this account that we're looking at is a cash account, and what that means is that any earnings that you make within this trading account, they will be subject to taxes. So the TFSA and the RRSP, which are two other very popular accounts in Canada, they are not yet available on this platform. However, Wealthsimple has said on their website a couple times that they do plan to have those options in the future. But as for now, it is just the non-registered account. So make sure you understand that if you decide to go ahead and use this platform. But as we can see, guys, this is the homepage. Very modern. It seems to resemble that of Robinhood over in the US. It's kind of like a mimic app over here in Canada with the zero commissions. It's kind of like a Canadian alternative. But as of filming this video, we have a total portfolio value of $2,240. That is, of course, represented in Canadian dollars. We see a little mountain graph here, a little mountain chart reflecting the overall performance of the portfolio. We can toggle here between the various time frames, 1 week, 1 month, 3 months, etc. But as for the lifetime performance of this account, it shows here that it's up about $40. That's up 3.7% all time as of filming this video. Below, we have our portfolio holdings laid out. So this portfolio currently contains 3 stocks, Bank of Nova Scotia, Fortis, and then TD Bank. I will note that, as you can tell, all of these stocks are Canadian holdings. They're traded on the Canadian exchanges, and that's what we see represented here by this TSX, which stands for the Toronto Stock Exchange. And buying Canadian stocks are completely free. And if we were to be buying US stocks, well, commissions would still be zero. It's a commission-free platform. However, we would be paying a slight conversion fee in order to make those purchases. Because basically what we'd be doing is we'd be taking our Canadian dollars, they'd be converting it for us in order to purchase those US securities. So as for now, to avoid any trading fees whatsoever, this portfolio is sticking strictly to Canadian securities. That's what this subscriber has opted to. Now, we do have the option of clicking this little button right here, which toggles to the total value of our holdings. So this was the price of the stock. These are the total values that we own. So we own a total of about $226 worth of Bank of Nova Scotia, $140 worth of Fortis, and then $700 invested in TD. We can scroll down below to see the cash balances that we have available. This is money in the account that is ready to deploy into the market. It's currently looking like there's about $1,100 Canadian. And then finally, down below, we have our watch list. So these are some of the stocks that he's personally following. You can scroll down to the very bottom here and choose to add some names to this list. But that's basically the home screen right there. So it goes portfolio performance, followed by the holdings. You see your cash balances, and then the watch list. And like I said, at first glance, I can really see this appealing to younger investors. It's simple, but it does have what you need. Now, we'll take a look quickly here at one of our holdings. You can hover over to the stock and click on it, which will generate up a quote for you. Looking here at the example of TD, you have the price of the stock, the performance for the day. Again, you can toggle between the different time frames, of course. Scrolling down, this does show you some details about your specific holdings. Here you have 10 shares of TD for a total of $762. You have your average price, which is a very, very valuable statistic here as you continue to buy and buy more shares over time. And then you have the total weighting of this position relative to your overall portfolio. And then again, you do have some more details on the performance of the stock. You can scroll down below this quote to get some more details on the company. I'll note here that the quotes are delayed by 15 minutes. This is pretty standard for most brokers. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. Maybe some day traders or shorter term traders would have an issue with that, but that's just the way it is, guys. Beneath, we have any activity related to this stock. So we see here purchases for TD, one made on January 29th, the other on the 23rd. You do have the option of clicking into these for some more additional details, but this is all pretty straightforward. You can scroll down to the bottom of this screen here to display the trade confirmation. We'll just let it load up here for a second, but this right here is the PDF that's going to be generated after every purchase. Now, you have the option of viewing this here, but this will also be sent to your email as well. We'll just backtrack here to the previous screen. And lastly, we do have a quick little write-up on the stock at the very bottom here. Just a little brief write-up on the stock, description, I guess you could call it. But that's basically the quote page. And this is going to be pretty standard for any stock that you look at. Before we go in and actually buy a stock, I'll show you guys how that's done. I'll show you quickly the search function. It's this little magnifying glass at the top right. Right off the bat, it shows you 3 tabs that you can toggle across. You have your most active stocks on the day, you have your top gainers, as well as your top losers. So this can be a cool function or feature for keeping up to date with stocks that are making like any major movements. But up in the search bar, let's search for the company Coke, for example. The ticker, of course, is KO for Coca-Cola. You'll have some options pop up, but we're going to scroll down here to find the one that we're looking for. Here it is, Coca-Cola. Notice here the NYSE, which of course stands for the New York Stock Exchange, because Coca-Cola is a US stock. It's traded on the US market. So note here that the price is quoted in US dollars, $45 USD. This is very important when it comes to purchasing the stock because, yeah, like I said, you're not paying commissions, but this would require a currency exchange fee. So do keep that in mind. On the top right, you do have this little Illuminati looking eye. You can click on the bottom to add this to your watch list. There's the little prompt right there telling you what happened. But we'll go ahead and click on this buy button to take a look at what the order entry screen looks like. And I personally really do like the way that this information is displayed. It's super straightforward. It's very interactive. So how many shares of Coke do you want to buy? You punch in a number and it automatically does the math here for you. So you have the share price, the estimated cost of the purchase. Note that this is showing our cash balance value in US dollars. So remember, we had about $1,100 in Canadian, but this is how much we can afford to buy in US dollars, factoring in that conversion. But as you can see, it's super interactive. The numbers update as you go in and kind of punch in the different numbers. So I love how there's no need for a calculator like the old school way. I mean, personally with my broker, I have to whip out the calculator and do the math, factoring in commissions and the price of whatnot. But this does it all for you. So this is something that I really like. But going back to the home screen, last little section here, guys. On the top left, we have this person icon. This is just going to give you some details about your specific account. So we have hello, subscriber's name. It's got a fun little reminder here to tell you that the market's open on Monday. Again, we are filming this video on the weekend. Below, we have our available balance to trade. again, represented in Canadian dollars. And then we have this account tab. So this gives us some additional information about your account. We have your email, we have your name and email. Like I said, this is a cash account followed by the specific account number. One day, I'd love to see the TFSA and RSP available, but that is for down the road. This section here is very important regarding funding your account. This is another thing that I actually really was impressed about with the app. All of the funding can be done within the Wealthsimple Trade app. So here he's got his bank account already linked up. That's what's populated right here. And then it's just a matter of clicking this add funds option. It'll bring you to this screen and you basically punch in how much money you'd like to transfer over. This is a feature that I find very valuable. So rather than going through your TD website or whatever your banking website or app is, all of the wires or the transfers can be done within the Wealthsimple Trade platform. So I personally really like that. Makes things much easier and basically just skips a step. From this subscriber's experience, the wire transfers, they take a few business days. He says on average about, I'd say 3 to 4 business days. So if he puts the wire request in on Friday, he said the money will typically be fired over to the account and ready to spend by the next Wednesday. So just over the weekend and then a few business days. Because this account is relatively new, we haven't had the need to withdraw money, but that's that option right below. He's just been buying and building up his portfolio. So that's it for the account tab. There is a history tab below, which displays any activity done within the account. We see a deposit here, some stock purchases, another deposit. We do have the option of hitting this filter button at the top. You can basically pinpoint what actions you want to highlight, but we'll just leave it at all because it is still a relatively new account. This should be very, very straightforward for you guys. But really, that's about it for the platform. And now I guess you can see what I'm saying when I say it's very, very straightforward. Simplistic, modern, but it does have pretty much everything that you need. And like I said, to finish off this video, we are going to be going in and making a quick purchase. Again, guys, big thanks to this subscriber for allotting some money to do this for us. He thought that this would be a very valuable video for you guys, and I'm sure that it will be. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. But the stock that he wants to buy for this video, he's going to be adding to his Fortis position, one of my favorite dividend paying stocks here in Canada. You can hit the search button at the top, or just scroll down, as he already does have this stock as one of his holdings. Now we're here looking at the Fortis quote. We're just going to go ahead and hit that buy button. So same layout that we looked at with the Coke example, except of course, these numbers are all represented here in Canadian dollars. So this is the way to keep it completely free. We're going to be purchasing 2 shares of Fortis, which comes out here to an estimated cost of $93.64. On most other brokers, I probably wouldn't recommend making a purchase this small because of the commissions that would really eat into your returns. If you had to pay a $5 commission or a $10 commission on a $100 buy, that does kind of eat into the returns. But the beauty of this commission-free trading is that you can go ahead and do this. So it's really awesome that this has made its way over here to Canada. But if you're happy with how the numbers work out, you can hit this little continue button at the bottom. Prompt is going to come up and let you know that the markets are currently closed. Your order will be queued and will not be placed till Monday. This is something that we already know. We're just going to hit continue, and this will bring us to the last confirmation page. Again, double check this is what you want. 2 shares of Fortis for a total of $93. And then we are going to hit confirm order. It goes to this little loading screen for a quick second. It kind of looks like a Bitcoin. It kind of looks like a Wealthsimple coin, I guess you could call it. But then we have our order sent. So market buy for 2 shares. The trade has been placed, not yet executed, but the trade has been sent over to the stock market. You can click this little details button. We see that it is currently pending. If the market was open, well, this would likely say filled. But again, we're filming this on the weekend. Also, important to note here, we do have the option to cancel our order if we please. So that's the basics of placing a trade. Again, completely commission free. Because we're dealing here with Canadian stocks, we don't have to worry about that conversion. It's not yet represented here under our holdings, but on Monday, when the order is filled, this number's now going to say 5 shares of Fortis. But that is it for the video, guys. My overall thoughts on the platform were very positive. I was actually pleasantly surprised, and it did exceed my expectations. I personally hate the Wealthsimple commercials. I'd seen them so many times. I think they're so cheesy that I guess I kind of had a bad, I guess I kind of had some poor expectations coming in. But after taking a look at this, I personally can see myself driving with this app. As a younger investor myself, I really do like the modern layout. You know, when there's zero commissions, there's not really much to complain about. I really do think they did an awesome job of just catering this to their target audience. A couple downsides that I would say to finish off the video, at least at first glance, is that, of course, this is strictly a mobile app. So you don't have the ability to log on to it with a desktop. That's not an option. Everything is going to be done with an app. And that may not be an issue for some people, but it is slightly restrictive, and I did just think it was worth mentioning. Again, this is still the beta program, so there have been a few bugs just with the numbers displaying, etc. At least from this subscriber's experience. You don't have to worry about losing your money or anything. Wealthsimple has established themselves as this credible broker here in Canada. They're backed by all the appropriate governing bodies, but without a doubt, the main downside with the Wealthsimple Trade app is the fact that it is currently limited to cash accounts. So again, the earnings that you make within this account, whether that's capital gains when you sell your stock, whether that's from dividends that you receive, or you're receiving some sort of interest, when you receive earnings in a non-registered account, you do have to include that in your taxes for the year. Rather than if this was an RRSP or a TFSA, these two accounts are completely tax-free. So when you buy and sell stocks within the RRSP or the TFSA, you don't have to worry about that. But like I said, based on the information Wealthsimple has put out, registered accounts are in the plans for the future, but I really wouldn't get my hopes up for those coming anytime soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this app review video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Have any of you guys got access to this? Actually, funny enough, as I'm filming this video today, I got the email getting access to this account. I'm not sure whether I'm going to be using it yet, just because of the fact that it is a non-registered account, but that's something that I'll put some thought into and make a decision over the next little while. Again, huge shout out to the subscriber for making this video happen. But if you enjoyed, give it a like. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, I post a video every Monday. If you want to check out our membership group, it's that first link down in the description below. But as always, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.